I'm Chef Benita Woods, and I'm going to show you how to make kale and carrot slaw. Normally for coleslaw, we think of the classic dish, shredded cabbage with a mayonnaise dressing, and it's served on the side of barbecue, ribs, fried chicken, maybe on the top of a burger. But coleslaw actually means, or slaw, any kind of shredded vegetable in a dressing. The reason I'm using kale and carrots is they're very complementary nutritionally, and they're what's called a raw food when they're in this state. They're not cooked, so your body's going to get a lot of nutrition out of them. Kale, when in the nutrient density calendar, is considered one of the healthiest foods on the planet. It's full of soluble and insoluble fiber, loaded with micronutrients rich in vitamin K, calcium, you name it, it's pretty much got it. And what it doesn't have, you're going to find a lot of in the carrot. It's rich in vitamin B, vitamin C, you know what they say, good for your eyes, good for your heart, good for your health, good for your gut. So what you can do if you want is you can take some kale, keep it in a bunch, of course I washed this earlier, and shred it, or if you are if you don't have a lot of time, you can take some pre-packaged, pre-washed baby kale. I'm going to wash it anyway just to be certain. But these are little teeny tiny delicate kale. They're not as biting as the older kale, so you can keep it whole or shredded. Look at these, they're so cute. And for the carrot, you can shred it yourself, or thank you grocery store, buy a bag of shredded carrot already made. So whichever way you go, depending on how much money you have, how much time you have, what kind of mood you're in, you have all kinds of options on how to get this wonderful, healthful pairing of ingredients into your kitchen. So now we're going to make the dressing. I'm going to mix a little bit of olive oil with a little bit of balsamic vinegar. The reason I'm using balsamic is it's robust and well-aged. It has a little bit of a sweetness to it, and a maturity, and it doesn't have that harsh, sharp, vinegary taste that you find in others. My recipe calls for lemon juice, which you can get from a lemon, or this is volcano lime juice. I saw it today and I just had to play. The volcano lime juice in flavor is halfway between a key lime and a lemon. So it has a little bit of a sweet tart flavor to it, which I think goes really well with, you know, with the more full-bodied bite of the kale. So here we go. Very straightforward dressing. If you want to add a little salt and pepper, you can, but the acid in the vinegar and the lemon or lime juice hits your palate the same way salt does, so you really don't need to add salt. You don't really need to add that much black pepper because you have a little bit of a peppery taste with the kale. I am going to put in a few flakes of red pepper because once in a while I personally like to get that little surprise when I bite into it. So here's the dressing. Now I'm going to add some kale and shredded carrot. Here we have some green olives. I slice them into little pieces. You can keep them whole if you want. They just add a nice little briny, fruity thing to the dish. Toss it all around. The nice thing about the vinegar in the lemon or lime juice and the acid in the lime juice and the vinegar is it's going to wilt the food a little bit. The acid goes into the food, and as it sits, gets a little bit softer. So even if you have a big pile of this in your bowl, 20 minutes later you'll see the pile has reduced a little bit, and it will be easier for you to chew and digest. So here you go, kale and cabbage slaw. Very quick and easy to make, very, very good for you, and super yummy.